What if your pastor was Batman? Well, here's news for you. Your pastor is Batman. They get up before dawn to fight evil. They have two faces, one that they use in public and the other one which they use behind the scenes. They love you, but they are done with your shit. Your pastor is Batman. Amazingly, the Disney company made a miniseries about this, The Scarecrow of Romney, Marsh. It's all about an English pastor named Dr. Sin who sees fighting corruption as a moral imperative. At night, he goes undercover as a ghoulish criminal, befuddling the king's bloodthirsty officers and smuggling goods to help relieve the local people.
Scarecrow, Scarecrow, the soldiers of the king did his name.
If you saw this as a child, the Scarecrow's horrific disguise and chilling laugh will have been burned onto your brain. The specifics of the plot might be fuzzier because a pastor smuggling liquor and tobacco during the American Revolutionary War is odd fare for a Disney film, to say the least. On one hand, it's a simple Robin Hood, Scarlet Pimpernel kind of story about a vigilante who wants to end high taxation and cruelty to British peasants caused by King George's mismanagement. On the other hand, it's about a pastor who decides he's never going to sleep in order to fight corruption in the local military. The Scarecrow, of course, is fiction. It's based on a 1915 adventure novel. The titular Scarecrow is a nightmarish brigand who fights against the British Crown, not only to bring in the contraband, but also to end the impressment of random men into the Navy and the murderous impulses of generals sent to end the Scarecrow's crimes. Maybe this video won't age well, but it's heavy on my mind right now as Russian youths are getting press-ganged into fighting in the Ukraine, and wives in Dagestan are barricading the roads to prevent press gangs from absconding with their husbands. This shit is real. This was one of our complaints in the Declaration of Independence.
This shit has always been real.
I was excited back in 2006 when, on a tour of sites from Cure videos with an old friend, I realized I was actually in Romney Marsh. I wanted to let out a ghoulish cackle. In the daytime, the Scarecrow is the level-headed pastor Dr. Sin.
I don't lose my head. I keep it on my shoulders, and I suggest that you do the same.
His frightful companions are the church's unwise sexton and a page boy, done up at night as Hieronymus Bosch-style demons. Unsurprisingly, Hammer Studios, whose alley this film seems to be right up, made their own movie about Dr. Sin, Night Creatures, starring the amazing Oliver Reed and Peter Cushing. They had to change the names due to copyright issues with Disney. But more surprisingly, maybe, Disney's Scarecrow is just as frightening as any Hammer horror production. There were 3 episodes, each a modest 45 minutes on the wonderful world of color. One about press gangs, one dealing with traitors, and one about rescuing team members from prison. These were edited down into a feature-length film, as Disney was wont to do back then. The same fate awaited Zorro, which fared better at the drive-ins than Scarecrow did. It was released around the same time as the then-still-serious Leslie Nielsen portraying the Swamp Fox.
Swamp Fox, tail on his hat. Nobody knows where the Swamp Fox at.
Later to be adapted as Mel Gibson's Patriot. Patrick McGoohan, best known as the main character from The Prisoner, plays both Bruce Wayne and Batman excellently here. He is suave as Dr. Sin, and he is terrifying as the Scarecrow. Professionally, I can appreciate this. You put the tie on and you become another person. Who's the real person, Wayne or Batman? God will decide. But if there's one thing the Scarecrow teaches us, it's that we must serve our community, and sometimes that means wearing a mask. That's not hypocrisy, it's pragmatism. I'd like to call out a few of my personal favorite Batmans. My DJing partner Earl Gibson, now Father Earl, Mother Kelly Grace Kurtz, James Barnett, who married me and my wife, the incomparable Reverend Betty Hannah Witherspoon, and Reverend Gail, who stepped into the breach when she was needed. All y'all, you keep being Batman. Kick Satan's ass.